Solving linear equations with fractional multiples of x. Again, we have our unit tiles, our x, and also our negative unit tiles. But aside from these materials, we will also add up some pieces to our collection. Again, we have our x, and this time it looks like that of an x piece, but it's actually incomplete. This is what we call our fractional x. This piece is a fraction of x. It can represent whatever fraction we like. In this case, it represents 1/4 of x. We will have to write that fraction on this ticket to indicate this. It can also represent 2/3 of x, or it can be 3/5 of x. Now again, we are reminded that whatever is on our left side should be equivalent to that of our right side. So with this one, we have an x piece and we have 4 units. So this is x equal to 4. Now let's say we have 1/4 x is equal to 3. What is the value of our x? Now we want to see what the whole x is worth. What can I do to make a whole x? We can multiply it by 4. But why 4? If we have 4 times 1/4, that gives us 4/4, or simply 1. So if we multiply 4 by 1/4, it will just give us 1 and x, or simply x. But then again, whatever is done on our left side should also be done on our right. So that's 3 times 4 gives us 12. So we can see that x is equal to 12. So what did we do again? Our original equation was 1/4 x is equal to 3. We multiplied 1/4 and 3 by 4. With our materials, we are also going to take 1/4 x 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same also with our unit tiles. We will take these 3 units 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here we have 4 times 1/4. Common factor is 4. So that leaves us with 1 times x, it's just x. And 3 times 4 gives us 12. So we have x is equivalent to 12. Before we proceed, let's do some examples with fractions and a numerator of 1. How do we convert 1/3 into 1/2? We will multiply this with 3. So 1/3 times 3, we have 3/3 or 1. What are we going to multiply with 2/6 for it to become 1? We can multiply it with 3, so that gives us 6/6 or 1. What about 3/5? What to multiply with 3/5 in order for it to be 1? We can make use of 5/3 or its reciprocal. That gives us 15/15 or 1. What about 2/7? What to multiply with 2/7 for it to become 1/2? We can make use of its reciprocal. So 2/7 times 7/2. That gives us 14/14 or 1/2. Let's try this one. We have 2/3 x is equal to 4. How many 2/3 do we need to make a whole? Here is one way to think about it. If we had a numerator of 1, we would multiply both sides by 3. Let's do that and see what happens. We have 2/3 times 3 and 4 times 3. Again, we have 2/3 of x is equal to 4, and we are multiplying both sides by 3. So we have 2/3 3 times and 4 unit tiles 3 times. So that gives us 2/3 of x is equal to 4 times 3, that's going to give us 2x is equal to 12. So we have 2 wholes equals to 12. Now we no longer have a fraction, but we do not have just one whole x. We have 2x. So now we can divide both sides by 2. 2 over x over 2, and 12 over 2 gives us x is equal to 6. So what did we do with the 2/3 in the end? We multiplied by 3, then divided by 2. But dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1/2. So we multiplied 3 times 1/2 is equivalent to 3 over 2, or 3/2. Now in our case, we have 2/3 times 3/2, or 3 over 2. Again, what did we do? We have 2/3 of x is equal to 4 times 3/2. That gives us x is equal to 6. This is solving linear equations with fractional multiples of x. Now let's work on the following equations.